How Trump could kill the Iran nuclear deal in January. The president will soon face a series of deadlines during which he could deliver on a campaign promise to rip up the 2015 agreement. President Donald Trump allowed the Iran nuclear deal to survive through 2017, but the new year will offer him another chance to blow up the agreement, and critics and supporters alike believe he may take it. By mid-January, the president will face new legal deadlines to choose whether to slap U.S. sanctions back on Tehran. Senior lawmakers and some of Trump's top national security officials are trying to preserve the agreement, but the deal's backers fear Trump has grown more willing to reject the counsel of his foreign policy team, as he did with his recent decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The decision represents an opportunity for Trump to deliver on a campaign promise to rip up the Iran deal, one he has repeatedly deferred at the urging of senior officials. When Trump last publicly addressed the status of the Iran agreement, in mid-October, he indicated his patience had worn thin with what he has called the worst deal ever, and demanded that Congress and European countries take action to address what he considers the deal's weakness. In the event we are not able to reach a solution working with Congress and our allies, then the agreement will be terminated, Trump said in an October 13 speech. The 3 months since then have shown little progress towards such a solution. In an effort to save the deal, members of Congress are discussing legislation that would give Trump political cover to extend the deal, but it's not clear whether Republicans and Democrats can agree on even a symbolic measure in time. It's entirely possible that Trump tells Congress and the Europeans, "I gave you 90 days to get your act together and you didn't, and I'm done," said Mark Dubowitz, CEO of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, a hawkish Washington think tank with close ties to the Trump White House. The deal was negotiated in 2015 by the Obama administration, along with 5 other nations. It lifted U.S. and European sanctions on Iran in exchange for strict limits on Tehran's nuclear program. The deal's supporters say military action was the only realistic alternative to preventing Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. Critics say the deal allowed Iran to retain too much nuclear capability and that the sanctions should have been given more time to bite. The deadlines for Trump begin on January 11, when the agreement requires him, as it does every 90 days, to certify whether Tehran is meeting its obligations under the deal. International inspectors who visit the country's nuclear facilities have repeatedly said Iran is doing so, but Trump refused to certify Iranian compliance in mid-October, citing in part Iranian aggression throughout the Middle East. Trump's refusal to certify had no immediate practical effect on the deal, though under the law it triggered a 60-day window for Congress to restore the sanctions by a simple majority, without the possibility of a Senate filibuster. While expectations were high for some congressional action that Trump could point to as a response to his complaints, Congress became consumed by tax reform and took no action. One hardline measure that attracted attention this fall, devised by Sen. Tom Cotton, of Arkansas, went nowhere after Democrats made clear they would strongly oppose it. Even more consequential are upcoming deadlines for Trump to continue the temporary waiver of U.S. sanctions on Iran, which the deal dictates will not be permanently repealed for several more years. The president must renew the waivers every 120 days. Sources familiar with the law said multiple waiver deadlines arrive between January 12 and January 17, forcing Trump to reassess the deal.